Think about this for a second. When was the last time you opened your wardrobe or closet and instead of being perplexed by the abundance of clothing to choose from, you wondered how such varied items of clothing went from being just plants to becoming your kurta, shirt, or denim? Most likely, you haven't in quite some time. So we decided to take you through that journey. So as you can see behind me, we are standing at one of the Aditya Birla group plants. Today we are at the Grasim cellulosic division in Vilayat. In this very plant, fibers get made, the very fibers that you and me use in clothing and many other things that we use in our day-to-day lives. Today we have Sunder Bishnoi with us, who has been part of this particular plant for more than 2 years. She's going to tell us a little more about her journey, the work that she does here, and how you can also be part of this particular place. So let's get going with me. Hi Sundar, thank you very much for calling us in here and agreeing to show us this beautiful plant. We can see huge machines behind us. Sundar, before we start, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Where are you from? What exactly have you done in your life so far, and how has been this experience for you?
So I'm Sunder Bishnoi. I have graduated from Banasthali Vidyapith, specialized in electronics and instrumentation. I have been part of this Aditya Birla group past 3 years. I'm taking care of the instrumentation activities along with the project management team.
In your engineering college, Aditya Birla group must be one of the much sought after companies that come on campus, right? What has been your process with this particular company? Were you sure that you wanted to be part of a company like this? Were you sure that you will get through?
I always wanted to be a part of core engineering sector, so I chose for the ABG. The selection process goes like in 3 steps. First there is a psychometric test, then followed by GD, and then we are having our technical interview and then HR interview.
Right.
So this is our selection procedure, and post to that for 1 year we have this our training program in all 4 units of pulp and fiber at India only. Post to that we got our final location based on our presentation of the project. So I got selected for the Vilayat unit.
Sundar, you mentioned that you always wanted to be in core engineering, and that's something that not a lot of women talk about, right? And there is always a stigma around this that women are not part of such heavy machineries. You don't get to see them in engineering classes as well as in plants like this. But you are definitely breaking that norm.
I think, Paul, my family is always very supportive in this particular thing. My family always wanted to push me into my dreams, so I chose engineering as my field. And after joining this, I think there is kind of barrier between men and women in plants, because there were very few women working in this sector, and when we have joined this unit there were only 2 to 3 females working over here, but today there is around 50 number of female employees are here.
Right.
So I think world is keep on changing with the time, and so do we.
Sundar, tell me, how was the feeling when you actually first came in here, the Vilayat plant? What was the year when you joined in here? It's been quite some time now for you as a fresh graduate just out of your engineering college. What sort of job is given to you? What sort of responsibilities are given to you? And as part of the engineering leadership program, what were the sort of things that you were doing as part of ABG?
So I have joined this group in 2019. There was whole 1 year training program, as I mentioned. So in that 1 year training program, we used to roam around all 4 units of pulp and fiber, where we have to get the idea of what is manufacturing process goes like.
So here's how fiber goes from being a plant to being processed in a plant before taking its familiar final form. Wood pulp is brought into the plant and mixed with caustic soda to form a slurry of alkali cellulose. It is then allowed to sit for some time while it matures. It is then converted into a high viscose solution, which is extruded through holes to make fibers. This fiber is finally spun into threads and woven to make the fabrics you know well and that adorn your form.
So here what I am supposed to do is I am deputed into the project team. So I used to go and clear up for the engineering documents of the project.
Right.
we used to get thoroughly through the documents so that we get the inside knowledge of the project, what is going on inside and out. In that procedure, I got to learn about the store management, material management part, also the contractor management part, because we need to get things done through the contractors as well in order to execute the whole installation of plant. I was part of the OSBIL project team. So in that whole scenario, I got to know about the DCS setup plant as well, because I'm instrument engineer, so I'm supposed to do the DCS part of the project. As a fresher, I think we should know the basics of engineering core area from where you are coming from. Like mine area is instrumentation, so I need to have the basic knowledge of instruments. What are those instruments that are going to use in our industry, and also the basics of DCS and PLCs as well. So to get more familiar with the plant. This is the whole project area, and I was a part of project team in this thing, and we have commissioned this plant in last year only, that is 2020, and also the ancillary section which is in the back side of the unit.
Superb. We are going to know a little more about the contribution that you have had in the last 2.5 years that you have been working here. We are going to know a little more about what Assistant Manager of Instrumentation Sunder Bishnoi does in this plant, but I am fascinated to look a little more around this campus. So if you can help me do that and understand the process of the pulp and fiber factory, that would be great. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Sundar, I can see huge machines right behind us. Can you tell us what exactly are these and how are they related to your work?
Yeah. So currently we are standing at the ancillary section of the plant. So I have mentioned that we are in the manufacturing of viscose staple fiber. So our major departments are viscose, spinning and auxiliary.
Right.
Ancillary department is the supporting department to run all these three departments. So this plant is set up for that purpose, and I am also part of this project when I have joined this unit. And currently working on the CS2 plant, which is the new manufacturing of CS2. This is the recovery plant of CS2, and we are currently expanding the CS2 manufacturing as well. So in that process, we are having gas dash process, that is natural gases reacting with the sulfur in order to produce our CS2 as a final product.
Right. That sounds like a lot of work that happens in these machines. Tell me a little bit about the sort of projects that you had take up when you first came in here. When did you start working with this particular setup, and how important is this in terms of your learning so far?
As far as my projects are concerned, I am part of OSBIL team. OSBIL team comprises of the ancillary section in whole. I worked on the CAP, EDTA, ACID, WTP and ETP projects. These all are commissioned in 2020 only, and currently we are expanding CS2 and also the new upcoming project for the WSA, that is wet sulfuric acid plant. So these two are new addition in our project list, that is I am going to take care.
As an assistant manager for instrumentation, if I have to ask you, how does your day look like?
So previously when we are doing the commissioning part of the project, I used to handle the daily meeting or toolbox talk with the contractors along with my team. So followed by that, we need to execute some things in our system as well. So we need to work on site. Post commissioning, as I am into the new project, we are in the phase of engineering and procurement. So we need to make the technical bids of the instruments that we need to procure for the new project. So I need to communicate with the different vendors in order to get the quotations or get my technical queries clear from them.
Right.
So we are working in that phase only. We need to do the daily meeting firstly. Then we freeze our schedules for the day. Then we take follow-ups with the vendors for the technical closure of the document so that we can proceed further for the commercial negotiation as well. So yeah, this is how my day goes nowadays.
Sundar, I'm sure a lot of engineers who are studying right now as well, they don't get to see exactly the world that you have here. And I'm sure for you as well, that was the case when you first came in. How was that feeling, when you saw these huge machines?
Maybe I'm having the same feeling right now what you are feeling, because looking at such big equipments and how things are going inside these equipments, what is going on inside equipment. There are two types of process. First one, which we can see with our naked eyes what is going on in that process. And secondly, this kind of process which we can't see anything what's going inside the equipments and large vessels. And we just got to know about the final product and the input only. So this creates lots of curiosity inside me, and I got more diverted into the process side of the project, and I have started research about the process of the manufacturing thing, and also the manufacturing of CS2 and acid and everything.
Lovely. We'll get to know more about the manufacturing bits. We'll get to know more about how exactly the process is done. And I'm sure you are the only person who can take us to these places.
Sure,
so
sure.
If you can, let us see that.
Sure, sure.
Let's
Yes,
go
let's
there.
go.
Sundar, a journey like yours, which starts immediately after engineering college, a place like this cannot be complete without able mentors, able guidance. How has been that guidance for you? How has been the engineering leadership program for you so far in making you the person you are?
So Paul, this organization is very much keen focused in developing young leaders. As I am part of this engineering leadership program, I am also a part of women leadership program, that is WISE, Women Investing in Skills and Experience.
Right.
So currently I am working on 2 departments, that is instrumentation as well as project management part. So my senior leaders also believe that I can also hold on to that responsibility.
Right.
That is why I am working on 2 sections. So this group will also look into your leadership capabilities and also give you a chance to work on that as well.
Sundar, you said that you're also part of the women leadership team, and being a woman, how important do you think it is to acknowledge the kind of work culture that women bring in to systems like these, which has not seen many women in the past? And how do you think that's going to change the way things are?
So I think Paul, this is why this women leadership program come into the picture. We are into the women leadership program, that is Women Investing in Skill and Experience.
Right.
In this program, we got to know about our business acumen, financial part, and also the core engineering part as well. Apart from this business and all things, we also got to know about the behavioral and how to communicate with the people, with our senior leaders and also the subordinates working with us. So this is one thing that is our company or our organization working on us.
So now, being a woman yourself, have you ever faced resistance from the men around in taking orders? Have they shown you certain kind of reluctance in following what you think is the best at that point in time?
Yeah, I do face such issues in my early phase of project, because people are not much aware about me being a manager. So, but I think communication is the key. Once we start communicating with the people, they'll start behaving in a certain way, and they'll start knowing you better, and they'll start familiarize with the things as well.
Again, I'm going to stress a little bit on the importance of a program like Engineering Leadership Program. Tell me a little bit about how do I go about preparing to ace at this particular program? How do I make sure that I become part of this so that I can also join and be like the next Sundar?
To be a part of this organization particularly, I think you need to buckle up your basics for the most of the things, and also you should be very much focused on your internship and training that you are going to take place in your 8th or 7th semester in your college, in order to get the industrial exposure.
What will be your advice to people who want to join and be part of this particular plant?
Don't be in a shell, and also keep yourself updated with the business and also what other things are going inside the business, not into your core domain, also other departments as well.
Superb. Thank you very much for that advice, Sundar. And I think our visit to this particular plant was also one of those learning experiences for us, at least for me for sure. And I'm sure for people who are watching this, if you have any questions that you want to ask to Sundar, Sundar is coming to the Conversations Cafe ELP. You can ask her those questions by registering yourself, the link of which you will find in the description below. Do tell us how you like this particular episode. Do tell us how you want us to make it further better for you guys. Thank you once again, Sundar,
you
for
so
showing us around. It was
Thank
lovely
you.
chatting to you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Nice to
very
meet
much.
you.